Hey guys, welcome to the first ever episode of Living in Our 20s, a podcast and YouTube channel where we get to find out from everyday people and special guests what life is actually like living in our 20s. My name is Deborah Mensah and I'm the host and founder. So I started Living in Our 20s because I felt like there was this constant pressure for us to get things right in our 20s or do the most. And I felt like if we hadn't achieved this by the age of 30, then we fell. So I thought, why not actually find out from people who actually live in their 20s what life is actually about? So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our special guests for today. They are husband and wife, my big brother and in-law, Jonathan and Deborah Mensah. Hey guys, thanks for coming. How are you both doing today?
We are good, thank you.
Good.
Well.
You're well. And so to start things off, I just want to ask you how old you are so our viewers know where you guys are at in your age, in your life right now.
I am 25.
Yeah.
I'm 27.
Amazing. And how do you guys feel that you're edging a bit close to 30? Does it scare you? Or are you like...
It's actually mad because, I remember when I was 18, 30 was far away. Now I'm 27, I'm like, flip, 3 years.
You're knocking on them doors.
Now I mean, I'm actually round the corner, so it's a bit weird.
Oh, I see. What about you, Deborah?
I feel okay right now. I just like to make fun of Jonathan.
You like to make because he's older. And girl, what you like 1 year difference? It's not there.
Yeah, but still, he's further along the journey than I am.
That's fair enough.
Man.
And what do you guys do currently at the moment in terms of work?
I work in finance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I work in finance as well.
Same job? Same job, is it?
Well, it's not the same job,
but okay. Do you want to be specific on your titles?
Well, I'm an assistant accountant.
Yeah.
I'm an accounts payable.
Cool. And what's the difference between the two?
So I make sure that our suppliers in our company gets paid.
Cool.
And I'm technically helping out with the profit and loss statements for the different stores we have in the UK and different intercompany changes and a lot of accounting stuff.
That's amazing. That all just went over my
head. I know, because I was thinking.
That's why they continue.
I mean, for whoever that was useful for, that is...
If you know, then you know,
innit? Basically, what he does is he records the information of the income and expenses of specific stores in his company.
Okay, cool.
Is that bad?
Thank you so much.
That's part of my job. There you go.
Yeah, part of it.
There you
go.
All right. So, did you imagine where you are right now in your 20s is where you'd be?
If I'm being honest, I feel like after 22, because I wanted to get married at 21. Yeah. So I feel like after that, I didn't really have
a plan.
Yeah, it was just that
I needed to get that milestone.
Do you know what I mean? Because when you're 18, you don't really know every specific detail. So now being here, it's like, actually, these are the details of life. That's how I feel anyway.
Yeah. No, it was funny because I knew that I wanted to get married in my late 20s. I just didn't know when. So from...
Sorry.
Some people just like to say that number. But anyway, but now definitely I think I was after uni, I'm traveling. I'm doing everything I need to do before I get serious, or as people say, settle down, you know what I mean, into marriage life. So I didn't expect my life to be like this after 20 or after uni. So, yeah.
And does it feel like now that because you both did sort of, well, I guess to some people you did get married quite young. The English had gone then.
Yeah.
So how did that feel for you both, I guess? Now that I can't remember how old you both were when you were married.
I was 25, Deborah was 24.
Yeah.
24, yeah. And how did that feel getting married at those ages?
Well, obviously, I don't know any different. Do you get me? Because that is just my life experience. But I didn't feel I didn't feel like, oh my God, I'm young, and do you know what I mean? It just felt like a natural transition. Yeah. That's how I always describe our relationship. Like when we moved from one stage to another stage, it just felt very smooth and natural. So getting married, it was like, oh, finally. It's like we can now be together. Do you know what I mean? Because we were in different cities while we were going out. So yeah. So I feel like that's how I feel.
And definitely, I'll say the same because, even though we had, probably for me, I had the impression, oh, you're so young. Remember I was engaged at my and in my previous company that I was working for. They're like, you engaged? You're getting married? I'm like, yeah, like people get married, like even people younger than me get married. So
Yeah.
I was wondering like why is it such a surprise? But I guess because I got a baby face, they probably thought I was 18 or something.
Yeah.
But when I got married, when we got married, it just felt so natural. And not gonna lie, I felt something new for me because one of the things I didn't know I would get done quite early, but I thank God that, it happened at the right time and it was natural, you know what I mean?
And did you feel quote unquote ready at the time when you were, like, I guess from the stage, because I guess you guys were in a relationship for like 4 years, right, before you got married?
Yeah, I think, 4 years, yeah.
4 years. And then you got engaged. Yeah, so I guess being in a relationship for 4 years, did you feel like, okay, cool, did marriage feel like the natural progression, or were you like, oh yeah, no, I need a bit more time? Because you mentioned, Jonathan, you wanted to travel before you got married and stuff like that. So did it feel like, okay, if I get married, I can't do those things because we might have kids and it might just spoil everything? Like, how did that?
Yeah, it's funny you saying that because I'm not gonna lie, those thoughts that come to mind. I was thinking, flip, if I'm gonna get married, I can't do this, I can't do that. And in big man thing, like there are certain things you might not be able to do, but being married, there might be even more things you can do. So for example, like I've been able to travel with my wife last year to Spain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been able to do so much things in my life with my wife. What?
Oh, you went to Dubai?
Oh, and look at that, we went to Dubai. Look at that, you know what I mean? Like, I probably would have not thought of going to Dubai on my own. You see where I'm coming from? So I think it's one of the ones where I realized that, even though there were so many things I wanted to do before getting married, there's that hope and potential that you might be able to do not only those things, but even more. But I guess because, personally for me, I haven't had that independent life. So I was thinking, I won't have that independent life with my wife. But technically, I'm out of my mum and dad's house, so I can do anything I want. It's just that I still need to have some agreement with my wife to make sure she's cool with it. You see what I mean? Yeah. I just thought, even though I had those fears, like, oh man, I might not be able to do this and that, it's just a case of just talking to my wife and be like, yo, babe, there's some stuff I wanted to do. Can we do it? Are you happy with that?
Yeah, that's good. And so now that you guys are married, were there any other sort of milestones or goals you'd set for yourself that you wanted to achieve in your 20s? If that makes sense. Anybody want to go first?
I think I feel like it's very materialistic, if that makes sense. Like for me, while I was at uni, just before I finished, I was like, I want to finish my driving, finish uni, do you know what I mean? Get on the career ladder. It was all those type of things, so can't think of anything at the moment. What about you?
There are probably similar things, like definitely again, traveling around the world. Funny enough, I think I was even willing to move to America at one point. Like
you didn't tell me this.
But that's when it was the dreams, it was the milestones. Definitely, the career ladder. Definitely get my own place before getting married. Get my own car or two before getting married, because I guess it's that lifestyle that I saw online, that I saw with my friends. Like these are the things you need to be getting whilst you're 20 or in the 20s. So I thought I need to get these stuff before getting married, because marriage is like a later on thing.
Yeah, and even with that, when you mentioned friends, because I guess a lot of us now do find it hard to not compare ourselves to our friends, and I feel like I think looking around at your friends, that's sort of where you feel like you're marking where you're at in life. How was that for the both of you? How have you sort of coped with that comparison?
Well, for me, I'm technically 2 years academically behind my year group, so I was like, well, I ain't catching up with you lot. And it was, I was quite depressed. I was quite discouraged, because I was thinking, wow, I'm missing out on what they're doing. I can't travel as they're traveling, because whilst I was in sixth form and they were in uni, they were having fun, studying, traveling, doing their stuff. So I thought I was like an outcast. I was like, you know what? I can't even catch up with these people. But I realized, who said I'm in a race?
Yeah.
This is my life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure God didn't say, you're going to be on the same line with so-and-so. Like, it ain't going to work like that. So after having that acknowledgement and accepting that truth, I thought, yeah, it is my life. I'm setting my own stones, or my stones in life. I'm setting my own targets. So if they may be ahead of me, they might not even be fulfilling what they wanted to do, even though they're ahead of me academically. You see what I mean? So with that, I just thought, you know what? There's no point comparing, but show appreciation for what they've achieved, and know that there's probably certain things I might have achieved that they've not achieved yet. For example, I know I'm probably one of the few guys that passed my driving test early compared to others who might be passing their driving test in their 20s. Like, I still know some people my age that haven't passed their driving test. So it's like, is it really kind of racing them in life, or kind of focus on your goals that you have in your life and enjoy when you achieve it?
Yeah, that's good. Deborah?
I would say for me, I feel like a lot of my pressure is from internally. I wouldn't necessarily say that I look at my peers for and say like, oh, I'm like, ooh, what's that? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's more my ideas of what I want to achieve, where I want to go, that puts that pressure on me. And sometimes as well, not even, I find myself when I do compare, I'm comparing with probably people who are older than me.
Yeah.
And then expecting myself to be at that level, what they've had a few years ahead of me. So I can't even. And then to be fair, just I think now on social media when you can see like 24-year-olds doing this, and I'm like, I'm 25. I ain't done that. So actually, yeah. It can be, you know, it can make you feel inadequate, but at the same time, I just feel like I've come to this place where I'm so grateful and comfortable where I am at life. Like, okay, well done to you. Do you know what I mean? I like. Do you have peace though?
No,
do you know what I mean?
Good, yeah,
like, and I'm so grateful for the peace and the just harmony that's going on right now in my life. That I'm just like, that don't matter.
Calm. Yeah, you're kind of happy with where you're at the moment. Yeah,
I'm very comfortable. I can be a bit too comfortable, but yes, yeah.
That's good. That's good. And would you say, knowing, I guess, because you have grown up, right, and stuff like that, would you say that you've noticed anything different about yourself, any qualities that sort of shocked you now that you're in the, you're laughing, Jonathan, do you want to share? Like, I don't know if you've ever gone, oh, I didn't expect myself to do that, or something you've done now that you're in your 20s that you weren't.
Yeah, I didn't expect I'll be playing PlayStation again in my 20s. I thought it was over after leaving sixth form. I was like, wow, no more PlayStation. But I guess I'm gonna, like, in the pandemic, it taught me about rest. Because I realized I was a guy that just kept working, traveling, meeting people, performing, and it was non-stop. Because I enjoyed it. Yeah. But I didn't realize the importance of rest. So during the pandemic, there was something that I probably didn't enjoy or spend time for quite a lot. And that was just rest. And then I just started playing PlayStation bare times. So that was something new in marriage. And I think another thing was, I thought I would be a demanding husband, but I'm really not. Because I guess, you know, from growing up with our dad, not saying he's a demanding person, but he's very authoritative, with respect, of course. Yeah. And I thought, okay, this is how to be a father or as a husband. But I realized I'm not really like that. I'm more.
You don't have children yet, though, so.
True, but wife. Okay, with a wife wise, before, you know, before children. Yeah. I'm like, I don't really be like, yo, Deborah, go, you know, do the washing up. You know what I mean, like.
So did you imagine you would become like that, or?
Yeah, because I thought that's how you have to be as a husband. You have to be giving instructions to your wife. You know what I mean? But I realized that it's not a case of giving instructions to your wife, but providing guidance. Yeah. You know, providing direction, providing a vision. And I'm gonna lie, I had a lack of confidence that I could provide it in a marriage. But then when I knew I had a vision for our relationship, I was like, oh, it's working. We're getting there. So then all I need to do is do one for our marriage. Yeah. And then that gave me confidence, and I realized that I can explain our vision to my wife, and she was on board with it. And now I'm able to direct her or direct us to where we want to go. So definitely, I think a boost in leadership was something that I've definitely acknowledged in our marriage.
That's good. What about you, Deborah?
Sorry, repeat your question.
So I said, what did I ask?
Qualities.
Qualities, yeah. Is there anything you've, growing up now, as you're growing in your 20s, is there any qualities or things you do that you're like, oh, I never realised that about myself?
I was first, the reason why I asked you for the question was because in my mind, I was going to say crying. I felt like I've cried so much.
Really?
Yes.
It's not the marriage, right?
No, but I'm gonna link it. I'm gonna link it. No, it's not marriage. It's not marriage. But I think just having, I feel like I have this space where I can be vulnerable. Do you get what I mean? While before I was married and probably younger, it was like, oh, tough skin. Do you know what I mean? I'm not that I got this, but ain't nothing up. You know, nothing can touch me. You know what I mean? Water and ducks back moving, keep it moving. But having this space where I can just let my guard down and know that you know I'm not okay right now, and it's okay for me to be not okay and not bottle it up and express myself, even though you can still be strong and not hold everything in. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm okay to cry when I'm upset. I'm okay to just have my moment, you know what I mean? And your hormones, oh my god. I never knew that was a thing, yeah. I never knew that was a thing, but I've experienced I have been through that. So and just that's it. I've developed the quality of being vulnerable, even not just in my marriage, but even with my friends, being more transparent.
Yeah.
I won't say with everyone though, but I would say certain people I am more transparent and just more confident, to be fair, you know.
That's good.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I was even gonna add in that, like vulnerability, in the sense that I don't think I've ever confessed my wrongs or my mistakes with confidence, you know, even within a short space of time, you know, with a female.
Yeah.
And doing that with Deborah in our marriage, it's amazing. I'm cool doing that with my mandem.
Yeah.
You know, with my wife, who's a female, who may think differently to me, may feel different to me, you know what I mean? It's like, wow, like, and sometimes as a man, some guys, they think that sharing your mistakes or, you know, your weakness with a girl, you seem like a weak guy, you know what I mean? And I was trying to like defeat that thought or that belief and be like, nah, but this is my wife, this is someone I trust, this is someone I love, this is someone I've chosen to spend my life with, so surely I should be able to, you know, have the confidence and freedom to share what I've gone wrong, share what I've done wrong. So yeah, that was definitely something.
Sorry, on the flip side to that, what I was gonna say, that as a woman as well, you have to be ready to accept that. Do you get what I mean? Because when he comes to me, I can't be like, nah, do you know what I mean? And go off. Do you know what I mean? Because then that sends him the signal, like, you know what, I can't talk to her. I'm just gonna keep it in this bracket. So it's two sides of that coin.
And even on touching on that space of vulnerability, do you feel? I know, because I feel like for me, for one, I felt like when you're sort of growing up in your teenagers, if you're not in a relationship as well, you sort of do keep everything to yourself and you're bottled up. So do you feel like having this now being your 20s? I guess my question is actually like, do you feel like where you're at now in your age and stuff like that, you feel a bit more open to express how you're feeling and stuff like that than you did when you were in your teenagers, or not so much?
I would say personally for me, again, you know, I would say I was more comfortable with the guys, but female wise, nah, because it just wasn't my thing. And I guess especially if they were saying things that they want to tell my guys, I just hold it in myself. You know, I'll probably make a song about it. You know what I mean? I'll scream to God about it. But to have, you know, a physical human being who understands me, who wants to spend their life with me, who knows the ins and outs, and is gonna learn more ins and outs of me, I was like, I got nothing to hide. You know, and let me share it with my wife. And so yeah, I definitely learned to be more open, because as you may know, I'm a silent guy, and it's hard to get stuff out of me, especially when I'm silent. Even when people ask, "You're fine, you're right," I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." But no,
I'm not fine.
I just don't want to tell you.
And you just stay quiet.
Yeah, there you go.
And I find that us being vulnerable with each other has brought us even closer together. So people are running away from that, but that's what solidifies not just that, but a part of it that solidifies the relationship. So yeah,
that's good. And are there any? Would you say there's any? Okay, right. What sort of challenges or failures, if you might say it's a failure, has happened that has made you feel like, oh my gosh, I've not succeeded this, or it's stopping you, or sort of put you back on track from reaching a goal you had in this age group, if that makes sense? You can take time to think. Yeah.
Oh, I can think of a few right now.
Yeah.
I would say career-wise, personally, for me, I feel like I thought that I would be in a different field or further along in my career. So yeah. That's me.
Oh.
I think the thing is, when I was like 18, I didn't think about it then, but now I'm thinking about it. So I wouldn't say it's a failure, but just a life lesson and just learning, which is having a house. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
I've got plenty, but I'll just keep it short.
No, you can express.
So I guess one of them is, you know, being able to go back home, Ghana, motherland, bang bang, you know, every year. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to learn the culture more. You know, I'm a Black British guy. You know, even though I got a Ghanaian blood, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
You know
Rex
what I mean?
here they
You know
are.
what I mean? My passport might be British,
Oh,
but
gosh.
my bloodline's from Ghana. But you see what I mean? I wanted to
Yeah.
do that every year so that I can experience Ghana, you know, learn the language, for example, tree, you know what I mean? So I felt like years back as an adult, another thing was, you know, get my own car. That didn't work out. You know, having my own flat, even though I did try, I took out a loan, but didn't end up using the loan to
We
get a
remember
place.
that. We ain't gonna
Yeah,
talk
we
about that.
remember that. We ain't gonna
We
deep in that.
just leave
So
it.
we're like, yeah, that flopped. It was my time. And yeah, just again, you know, traveling around the world, because if you remember that time we went to Spain, after that I was like, yo, like there's more to see than London. There's more to see than Northwest London. You know what I mean? Bruh. So that sparked up my interest to just travel around the world, you know, without fear, and just try as much as you can before, you know, before Jesus Christ comes back. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think those were probably the main things. And yeah, man, actually, you know what? Probably doing a lot of parties, because I just knew that there were certain groups that I was involved in where the groups didn't have peace with each other. So I wanted to kind of like create an atmosphere where we can all be in one space and enjoy each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was one of the things I wanted to do quite a lot in my 20s, but you know.
And even still on the topic of like sort of fear and challenges, do you feel like now that you guys are sort of edging towards 30, do you feel like failing or not getting things right is still such a massive thing for you? Is that clear? Or are you kind of, how do you deal with that, or how do you,
That's an interesting question, because it's one of the ones where, I'm gonna lie, being married, thinking when I was 18, I didn't think marriage would be like this. I'm gonna lie, sometimes even after the relationships I've been in, I was like, God, am I even the guy for marriage life? You know what I mean? Like, is there even a lady out there that want to marry me? You know what I mean? So having that fear, but now living my hope is like, as long, you know, you prepare yourself for the future, you know, you should be all right. And I'm gonna lie, there's been times I've failed in marriage, but the question is, are you gonna get back up again? Are you gonna learn from your mistake? And that's what I've done personally. You know, I've learned from my mistakes of my past relationships, and I said no. And by saying no, I needed to practice that no, and then bring it into marriage. So in terms of like failing in life later on to 30s, again, it's all about planning. You know, if you know there's something you want to achieve, then, you know, do your research on how to achieve that. Do your planning. Like, for example, we're planning to get a house. You know what I mean? But before we get a house, we do our planning. We do our research. So yeah, I'll just say, you know, it's good to think about what failures you can potentially make, but make sure you got a solution plan for those failures.
Yeah, and I would say as well, not giving up, because I think those are it's the practice of keep going.
There's like persevering.
And I been reading a book, and I like this statement. So it's like, winners never quit, and quitters never win. So it's this idea that because you give up, you never win, right? But if you keep going and keep trying, you always win. So having that mindset of like, actually, okay, this is the obstacle. How can I overcome it and keep going? Try it. Like, keep trying till you get that thing. That's basically it. But then there are situations in life, like what you said about not getting the flat.
Oh yeah.
I like just looking at the trajectory of all the things that have happened in our life right now. I'm like, it's a good thing actually you didn't get it. So certain things, when you look back in life, you'll be like, actually, it was a good thing that didn't happen. But in most cases, the best thing to do, I would say, is just keep trying
until you reach it. Yeah. It's good. It's good advice, guys. And with and because you both went to the same university as well, and I know we've touched on marriage and sort of career plans, but what was your life like after leaving uni? Because we all know that after leaving university, everybody just kind of thinks you get the degree, you get the first class, and then boom, straight into a job. What was it like for you? Could you both just talk a bit about that, and what was like your thought processes? Because I guess if you had those plans and what your goals were in your 20s and it not coming through, how did you sort of deal with that?
I didn't really experience being out of work for too long. Because I think I started in like so you know, like when you finish uni like July, and then like in like September, I was already working, so I didn't experience that. But I think for me, the greatest challenge was just having that balance, because like when you're at uni, you have your time, you know your schedule. Hey, all of that gets thrown away. 8 hours every day, 9 to 5.
That is it. It's just
it's to the queen. It's to the queen.
You know.
Do you get what I mean? So that was the struggle, and also like trying to like have a relationship with God, keep talking with your friends. Do you know what I mean? Like doing extracurricular activities. It was a madness. So I would say that was my greatest challenge coming out of uni and into work life.
Cool. Jonathan?
I was thinking about money because I was thinking, yo, I need to make my proposal to my lady. You know what I mean?
So I need to make that.
All the stuff you know I'm thinking about after uni. I didn't go through that. But now, big man thing, I was, counting my money, be like, yo, I'm thinking, yo, I want to propose to this lady, fam.
We were saving up for marriage, so every
whilst
penny.
In your final year, were you planning to save up for marriage, or was it after?
Well, to be fair, we started saving like during uni.
Yeah.
But obviously we ain't making that much, so it was like £10 here, £5 here, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then after we got into work life, it was like chunks.
Yeah.
Don't even enjoy that money.
Don't take it away.
But
no, definitely. So that was a challenge, just being able to save for the ring and then as well save for our wedding. But yeah, definitely, like, I think my hunger for gym was so strong. I was like, how do I not have time for gym with this 9 to 5 job? It's crazy. And it's like, this is the 9 to 5 job that everyone, 8% of the uni students are looking forward to, like, I'm gonna get it. And wait, what? Is this what I was studying for? So I'm thinking, nah, man, this can't be the life. So with that, I had to, but then that's the thing, because you want to do your best in your job.
Yeah.
I had to cut down certain things, I had to do less events, I had to do less talking, I had to do less traveling, because I was like, nah, I want to be the best at my workplace so I can get that pay rise, or I can build up my experience so I can be a qualified an accountant. So it's like, it's no longer just studies. Oh, you got your social life as well. It's like, I got work.
I got work.
You see what I mean? So now another challenge was keeping up with friends.
Yeah.
Because then your friends who may be in the same academic year, they're also working as well.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? They're trying to make their MP. You know what I mean? They're trying to build their home. They're trying to get that flat. So it's like everyone. It's like after uni, it's become me. And then get my
running that
race.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. And I always remember someone told me, as you get older, you get busier. And I didn't clock it, but when I finished uni and my free time was cut, I was like, yeah.
No, I know.
There's no freedom. Now you know it.
Now
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Are you
good.
gonna say something?
I was, but I don't remember.
That's okay.
I was in the 9 to 5 job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. What I was gonna say was, as well, you have an idea of well, we work in corporate, so I'm gonna say corporate. We have an idea of this work life, right? So like, it's everyone's professional, and you enter the work life, and it's like, wow, we're just basically uni. You know what I mean?
It's just a different dynamic.
You know
You're just getting paid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just mad, like it's crazy.
Yeah. And even with that, do you feel like, I guess, have you felt like you've been able to find out work-life balance, or what kind of things have you been able to do outside of work as well?
Honest? No. I mean, like, it's so good to have some like
me time.
Routine.
Routine.
And like even like this couple weeks, like we've just been like boom, 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 and it takes that planning and discipline. Do you know what I mean? Like if you don't plan, you plan to fail, right?
Yeah.
That's and it is a reality. Like having a structure and sticking to it. So we know our bedtime is 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
We might not get to bed all the time in the bed for 10 o'clock, but whatever it is, before 11 we're sleeping. Do you know what I mean? At least most of the time.
Happily.
Yeah. So and then like planning out our days, what we're gonna do, planning even down to planning meals. These little things have helped the smoothness of our lives right now. So that's what I would say.
I definitely agree, because even like again gym, you know, there was no, I can't lie, I was thinking, God, I'm not even gonna have time for gym and marriage. I don't have time for gym before marriage, now marriage, hey Charlie, and then when the kids come, hey Charlie, and then the grandkids. Anyway, but again, it comes down to planning. I can't remember, that's what I was doing in uni. I planned for my gym. So why can I not do that in marriage? But that's helped because you're saying your brain being like, you know, subconscious as well that, all right, tomorrow I'm doing this. Tomorrow this is my free time. Tomorrow I'm meeting mum and dad. Tomorrow I'm meeting the family. Tomorrow I'm meeting my boys and girls. You see what I mean? But if you don't plan, then tomorrow will come and you're like, what did the time go? You know.
And even like studying as well. We had to have a strict day as to when that would happen, and you know.
So we do have a social life, you know, we do meet with friends.
You do meet with friends.
But sadly when the pandemic
came,
the pandemic just flocked all of that. So it was like, okay, our time until we can meet other people. You know, we do take our walks, you know, we do shopping, you know, some people just, you know, do shop online, but you know, we go shopping, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, and again, you know, we got our Manage Your Money videos. So, you know, there's so much you can do again if you plan and you desire it and you decide and again discipline yourself to do it. You'll eventually get it there, man.
That's good. And touching on your topic of marriage and money, I was actually going to ask, because I did a survey for this, and one thing somebody said was one thing they learned about being in their 20s was not to make decisions based on money. And I thought, as two people who studied accounting and finance, what are your views on that statement, or how true or false would you say it is?
So they don't want to make decisions.
They say they shouldn't. They learned that they shouldn't be making decisions solely based on money.
Interesting.
I can see both sides. I can see. For example, if you're not making a lot of money and you want to like go away, you gain that life experience if you do save that money and go away. But then if you have other goals which is not as important as in this hypothetical scenario, as holiday, then actually maybe you should make that decision based on your financial situation. So I really think it depends on what it is and the situation and the individual as well. So
cool.
I was agreeing to that because I was like, not everything in life, you know, involves money. You know what I mean? Like if you want to be healthy, you know, you can take a walk. You know what I mean? Like you know, it's true. You know, if you want to be healthy, you know, instead of drinking your fizzy drink, you got tap water. Get a filter. You know what I mean? And then there's a thing of borrowing. You know, we got family, we got friends. You know, when we need to cut our grass, we were like, flip, we ain't spending £80 on our grass mower. But then, you know, our neighbours, you know.
Expose our life, right?
I mean, my thing is reality, Some people think when you get in your 20s, you got a free grass mower. Nah, you gotta pay for that. But, you know, it's about thinking alternative ways. You know what I mean? So if this is a way to save money, even though it's not the best thing I want to do now, but if it helps me to get the job done, then why not?
But I do think it is very, very important to consider your financial situation. Because if you're out here trying to live a lifestyle that does not accommodate your finances, you're digging a hole for yourself. Do you know what I mean? And it's so important to set up yourself financially when you're young, because in 20, 30 years down the line, do you know what I mean? You've sown the seed so then you can reap it. And you don't, and I know, I have a friend and she has this idea, like, I don't just want to, save just to my future and, don't enjoy my youth. But if you plan, you can do both. Do you know what I mean? That's the problem. We need to, and as well, a lot of us are not educated about financial situations. I mean, not financial situation, financial education. Do you know what I mean? So I think financial literacy is very important.
And would you say, because you both studied accounting and finance, do you feel like your childhood experiences sort of influenced you to choose this as a topic, or were there other reasons?
You can go.
She's like, you can go.
No, because you go first.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna lie. I guess I lived a life where I just knew I was naturally giving advice to people. And then on top of that, I liked maths. And then when it got to, you know, problem solving in maths, I was like, I'm here. I want to solve your problems. And I realized I was really good at it. I just didn't know there was a job for that. It was tough to study. So when I heard about accounting, I was like, oh, okay, these people can help other people's money. I was like, I want to help your money out. You know what I mean?
I can do that.
So that's where the desire of, you know, helping and providing advice to other people and sharing my financial life with other people, then our financial lives with other people is because I wanted to help. You know, I wanted people to succeed in money. I wanted people to prosper in money. I wanted people not to be controlled by money, but control their money, you know. And not only that, but to bless others with their money as well, just as I've been blessed with money over the years of my childhood. So that's where the desire of, sharing money advice to people came from.
Yeah, bro.
If I'm being honest, I don't really know where it came from, but I just remember like being at school and I wouldn't spend all my money. I'll be the child to like save some, and then same at uni as well. I would save some of my money, so I can't say like this specific situation caused me to blah blah blah. But as I've grown and evolved, I can look back at mistakes that I've seen in other people's lives, for example, and I'm like, ooh, I'm not trying to make that. Do you know what I mean? So I would say, just
And what kind of things would you say that would you advise people who are in their 20s to sort of be aware of when it comes to money?
100% paying your pension. From now, if you are 20, whatever age you are, and you are working, pay into your pension from now.
What's a pension? Because some people don't know.
Okay. So basically, your pension is putting money aside for later life. So when you retire and you're no longer working, you have money at that stage of your life. So that's 100% that. And I would also, I'll let you talk as well.
Emergency fund.
Oh,
in life, they say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Well, when life gives you financial crisis, you better have your emergency fund. There you go. So that's what emergency fund is. It's literally having money aside just in case.
You know, I think this pandemic taught us that a lot.
You see what I mean?
I remember when you were like to me, it taught me I need to get that emergency fund on it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because anything can happen. So prepare for the anything.
That's good. Yeah. And how important on this topic of money as well, how important do you think it is to sort of invest? Because it feels like it's the latest thing. People talk about investment, cryptocurrency and all of this stuff. How important is that right now? Or actually, I think my question is there any need to rush into that at the moment, at this age?
There's this thing called compound interest.
Okay.
Didn't expect this. No, it's not maths. Basically, compound interest is making money on money you've saved. Yeah. That keeps going up and up.
Yeah.
That's basically in summary what it is. So I would say it is important. And if you look at the lives of other people who are financially healthy, I'll say healthy and wealthy. Yeah. Most of them have investments, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be in cryptocurrency or whatever is flying around now. Do you know what I mean? But even the Bible teaches us about investing, so it is an important thing. And I would say one piece of advice is just to educate yourself in it. Don't just follow the wind of what everyone else is doing.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, obviously, just to clarify, investing and trading are not the same thing.
Yeah.
Just in case people, that's the thing. That's one thing you gotta educate yourself on, because some people think, trading is investing, or investing is trading. Two different things. But in a nutshell, for the sake of this, podcast and video, trading is, making money in the stock market on a regular basis, but investment is a long-term thing. So you're thinking like, in the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. But now it's key, because if you ain't investing in your future, what you're gonna have in your future? It's like you got a future box. So let's say you got a future box when you're 50. Yeah. If you ain't doing anything now for your 50, when you reach 50, your future box empty. What are you gonna do? You're gonna be scrapping money from someone else now? You're gonna be holding at dad and mom? You're gonna be holding at not even dad and mom, you're gonna be holding at your children? Yikes. You see what I mean? You don't want that. You don't want that. So that's what investment is. It's about what are you helping yourself in your financial journey, so that when you hit 50 or 60, you can look back and be like, I planted my seeds well.
Yeah. And also as well, it's your money working.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know how like where we have to clock in every day or for freelancers.
Some of us we don't need to do that.
But we still have to work, right? So in investing is making your money work for you. Do you know what I mean? And it's not like you have to be there calculating every day and putting your strength into it. You just put it aside, put it in educated, good things, and then your money will do the rest. Do you know what I mean? So
that's good.
Yeah.
Just to round that off, what lessons have you learned in your 20s, or what advice would you give? And what's one word you'd use to describe your 20s so far?
Take the floor.
Take the floor, Mr. Miss.
I'll just give 3.
Okay, cool.
One thing is to just know that it's okay if your dreams change. It's okay.
Can we get a little...
You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Because, life changes. Like, your desires may change. It's in our nature, we change.
Yeah.
Sadly, one human being says, oh yeah, one thing, and then the next day they change. They say, no, forget that. And I learned that because my dream was to get married in my late 20s.
Yeah.
But I got married in my mid 20s. Some people say, oh, that's not too different. Trust me. The fact that people saying that I got married at a young age, it's a big difference. You see what I mean? So it's just that, okay, since I got married earlier, I just have to replan my dream. You see what I mean? So it's okay if your dreams change. Or let me even rephrase this. Okay if the route to your dream has changed. As long as you got to that dream, whether earlier or later. The second thing is that when you're in marriage, don't forget your family and friends. It's not just you and your husband or you and your wife. Yeah? If it wasn't for your wife's parents, she wouldn't be here. Or if you want to be spiritual, if it wasn't for God, she won't be. You see what I mean? Or he won't be here, because it's about, because you are creating a family, but you're also still part of a family. And I'm learning that because I have elder family members in my family, and including our mom and dad, you know what I mean? And I can't forget about them. They're still part of my life. So think about them, check on them, see how they're doing. I know it's so easy for us to expect, oh no, they need to check on me. True, but they're older.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So do show them that respect and stuff. Not saying I'm perfect, I'm still working about it's important. And you're saying, see, there you go. You know what I mean?
But you know.
And yeah, and the third thing is be an expert in your finances. Because no one's going to take care of your finances apart from yourself.
Yeah.
Read books. Ask people for financial books. There's so much stuff on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Some of them can be rubbish. So that's why you got to do a finance check. Yeah. You know what I mean? So check out certain people who are studying finance, who have been in finance, who are got businesses and they're helping people with finances. So then you got that trustworthiness of information. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna lie, they didn't teach us a lot in school about finances. I was telling Deborah the other day, I was like, it's funny how they teach us how to be an employee to get that job. But you don't teach me how to get a mortgage. You don't teach me about my pension. You know what I mean? Like, you don't teach me about how I need to create an emergency fund just for rainy days. You know what I mean? These are essential things. So educate yourself in your finances so then you can help others. If you have a family, help your wife, help your husband, help your children. You know what I mean? So those are the 3 things I'll say. And the one word to describe my 20s, matting.
That is 2 words, my friend.
That's one word in my language.
Deborah?
I would say 100% get good friends. Like, do you know what I mean? You can't live this life by yourself, and having trustworthy people around you, is like those foundations that will last a lifetime. 20s. I want to say rocky.
Rocky.
Yeah, I feel like they're the building blocks. 20s are the building blocks. That's what I would say.
That's good.
But,
the building blocks.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Really appreciated this.
Thanks for having us.
You.
We appreciate it.
Where can we find you and your channel?
So we've taken a break, but so we will be back. You can find us at Marriage and Money on YouTube, and marriage dot.
Yeah, marriage dot. That's an N.
Yes.
Dot
money.
Correct.
Instagram. That's what you
No, that's the Instagram, and the other one's YouTube.
Yeah. Subscribe to Living in Our 20s.